Ladies and gentlemen, get comfortable, get ready to learn how to live a happy life from two of the happiest women in the UAE. Please welcome Janine and Andrea.
Woo! That's right. Welcome everyone. مرحبا, welcome.
يا هلا ومرحبا فيكم. إن شاء الله مبسوطين؟ لو مو مبسوطين إحنا بنخليكم تنبسطوا إن شاء الله بإذن الله.
So welcome to a life of happiness. I am beyond excited to speak with you today about happiness. And first, allow me to welcome you and to introduce you to my amazing partner, Janine Bensouda, businesswoman, entrepreneur, triathlete. She makes my life happier and she makes me happier. So please put your hands for her, Janine Bensouda.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And please help me welcome my partner in crime, Miss Andreea Zoia. Andreea is a public speaker, a TV presenter. She's an ambassador for brands that you know, like Emirates Airlines and Coca-Cola. She's also somebody who loves dancing, who is very spiritual, and she is another person who really knows how to get into your heart and make you happy. So together, today, we are confident that we are the right people to talk to you about a life of happiness. First of all, we'd like to welcome you all. Welcome to A Life of Happiness, and thank you for coming to a really important subject. We'd like to ask you first, who in this room is happy today?
All
if
right.
you're happy, raise your hands.
Right.
Yeah, if you're happy and you know it, you're
we
all
are
happy.
in the right room then.
Alhamdulillah, that's really great. And one of the great signs of happiness is smiling. So would you mind terribly? We would love to see how big you can smile. Hi.
What about there? Okay, because we are
We'd
going
love
to
to
nominate.
see your smiles.
We are going to nominate
get
the most
started.
beautiful smile from Mother of the Nation. Okay, here it is.
That's a very radiant smile.
Right. So who do we choose for the best smile?
I don't think we can choose yet. I think it's too close. I think we've got to go a bit further.
Sure.
So why are we here today? We believe, and we hope that you join us in this belief, that happiness should be the norm. We should always be happy, most of the time.
Yes, happiness is the norm, especially here in the UAE.
That's right. And we, today, have a very, very special surprise for you, because for the first time in the UAE, we will be revealing the secret on button that each one of you possesses. You walked in with it today, you're going to walk out with it today, but perhaps you're not aware that you're carrying this on button, right?
Absolutely.
And this on button will help you recover back into the happy state really quickly. So let's get everyone warmed up first. We want to get some dopamine into your brain.
Some serotonin and endorphin.
Absolutely. So would you mind turning to the person on your right and on your left, shake their hand, and give them a compliment?
We'll give you 20 seconds. Go ahead.
Please, the person next to you, turn to them, shake their hand, say hello.
You can turn right
Say
behind
hello
you.
and give them a compliment. I'm sure you can find at least one positive thing to say. This is your happy state. Now imagine if during the day you could go back to that happy state. Andrea, do you remember when you were a young child?
I was playing all the time and I didn't have an iPad, luckily.
Right. And what did you feel like when you would be out in the fields, running, enjoying?
Just playing, happy. And I was sad, though, when the sun was going down, because that was my cue to go back home.
Right. Now, we're here at the Mother of the Nation Festival to honor Her Highness Sheikha Fatima bint Mubarak. And Sheikha Fatima is a woman who represents all the wonderful values of family. And a lot of these values start in our childhood. So today, we are going to take you on a journey. We're going to start off by discussing what we mean by happiness as a norm. Look at what makes you happy.
Absolutely. And we are going to find out who are our happy role models, because we have some role models and we have to really keep them close in our vision so we can constantly relate to them.
We must also then share with you some secrets of how you can change your state. Are we happy all the time?
We are not happy all the
I mean,
time.
let's be realistic,
We are
right?
very realistic here, yes, indeed.
So there are some triggers and there are some things that you can do to change your state. So we will share that. And of course, who here would like to know where the magic on button is? Yes?
Yes?
Okay, well, we promise that we will take you there and we will reveal it. That is, if you haven't guessed by the time we get there. Okay, so we would like to ask you a couple of questions. Where do you think happiness comes from?
Maybe in the head or in the heart? Really, what do you think? Happiness is created in the head or in the heart? What?
In the heart.
heart.
Okay.
Interesting.
And do you need energy to be happy? Has to be, right? Okay, so we need some energy. What about physically? Can our bodies be happy? Body language is very important. Thank you. Great. Well, Andreea, this reminds me of a story about how happiness and states can change. Do you remember last year?
I do remember last year.
Right, because what things make you happy? I'd like to invite Andreea to share a story when last year there was one particular event on your birthday that made you really, really happy.
So my girlfriends last March prepared a surprise party by the beach in Dubai, and all of a sudden I went just with one girlfriend to have a small bite, like a small break, and there were 15 girls with balloons and music and the best food and fruits, and we were just singing and bathing and taking lots of selfies, and everybody on Facebook knew it's my birthday, and I was really happy.
So when we're happy, there are certain things that we do, and you probably do it too. You celebrate with friends, maybe you listen to your favorite music, maybe you go to your favorite restaurants. You do certain things when you're in a happy state. However,
she's making me tell you the story.
However, something happened that day that really disturbed things. What was it that happened?
In the same day, in the same hour, I see this silhouette coming towards us. It was a man walking towards us, and it was my partner at that time who said, "Surprise!" He flew all the way from India, where he was working temporarily, to surprise me on my birthday, and I was like, it can't get happier than this. My girlfriend, my partner comes, what? Only that, he was cold, and I could feel something off. And immediately I could feel that something is wrong, and all the happiness just became blurred.
And then how did you respond to that? So you were in a happy state, and then what happened when he came in with his negative energy?
I was 1,000% affected, and there was nothing that I could do anymore. I went from here to falling.
Did you go back home? Were you standing up? Were you sitting down?
We spoke for a while. We spoke with the girls. Then we went home, and eventually, as I went home, he went somewhere else, and I started eating chocolates. I started playing with the remote control, being all grumpy, and of course calling the girls like, "Can you believe he came? But he's sad. But I don't know what's wrong with him. So why did he came anyway?"
So these are all indicators of her state. So when she was unhappy, she started to binge, she started to be grumpy, she started to lose her energy, and she started to want to have a pity party and call all her friends and tell them how miserable she was.
He was terrible.
Okay.
Dare he to break my...
Okay, fine.
Come on.
Fine, so she was in a bad state. So what do you do, and what are the things that can take you out of this state? When you're miserable, when you're unhappy, when you're disappointed.
Please tell me.
Well, I remember that you received a phone call, and it went something like this. Bling, bling.
Hello?
Hello, is this Andreea Zoia?
Yeah.
My name is Suzanne, and I'm calling from Emirates Airlines.
Oh.
PR.
Hi.
How are you today?
Oh, I'm great.
How's your day going?
Amazing.
Well, I've got some great news for you. I think it'll make your day even better.
Oh, please.
Well, you were shortlisted to be the face of Emirates Airlines. Well, we have selected you. You are going to be the next face of Emirates Airlines.
Oh my God, you just made my day. Thank you so much,
The only thing is we need you to be here in our offices in 50 minutes.
No problem. I will be there for sure. Done. Thank you.
Okay, well, that sure was a change of state from lounging around and being miserable. So what happened? What happened there?
I got the news.
She got some news that motivated her to change from one state into another. So is it really impossible to get yourself out from a sad state?
What do you think?
You
We
think
really
it's
love to hear
impossible?
from you.
No, it is possible. Now, when we are in a happy or a sad state, there are certain chemicals that are playing in our mind. Maybe you've heard of these. When you shook hands before, how did that feel? Great, right? Yeah, you felt good. You felt recognized. There was dopamine going into your brain. When you hug each other, there's oxytocin. It feels warm. You remember your mother's hug and mother's embrace. When you feel respected, there is serotonin. So all of these chemicals are feel good and helping to put you in a positive state of mind.
And
On the other hand,
when he dared to spoil my birthday, the reservoir of stress and cortisol went bananas. It went on, and it flooded my body, and it made me feel miserable. So that on button that we are talking about today, that we are going to teach each and every one of you how to switch, is going to allow you to activate the reservoirs inside your brain and body so you can have better control if you activated dopamine and serotonin or the cortisol.
now, we need your help. You believe happiness is important? Okay. What are the consequences, though? How can this help us as a family, as a community, in organizations, at work, or even as a country? Because let's not forget,
It's been only 1 year since UAE has now a Minister of Happiness and is the only country on the planet that is taking happiness so seriously.
would you agree with a Minister of Happiness that we are taking happiness seriously? Would you agree? Can we hear you? Yes.
We do hear you.
Absolutely. So Uhud al-Rumi is out there actively looking for ways to make the UAE a happier place and measuring how happy people are. So in your opinion, what's the benefit of people being in a happy state? How does it benefit? Let's take the house. How does it benefit the house, your home, when everyone's happy? كيف بيتأثر على العائلة؟
تفضل.
Right, it removes the stress. اتفضل. Wallah, mashallah, bravo. Can we have a round of applause for that excellent response? It helps to build the relationships between the members of the family, right?
It's the glue.
Do you
It's
remember?
the glue.
It's the glue. Yesterday, we asked my daughter to rate her happiness on a scale of 1 to 10. And she said, infinity, infinity. It's important. It's really important to build a relationship. What about at work? How does being happy or having the employees والموظفين في الشغل كيف يتأثر على الشغل وعلى نتائج الشغل؟ لو الموظفين يكونون يعني مبسوطين ويشتغلون بالسعادة، كيف يتأثر على الشغل؟ أكيد. You get much better results. You get innovation. You get creativity. You get cooperation. And do you think companies like this have better results in their business?
Rhetorical question for you.
Absolutely. وهلا على المؤتمر وعلى society كيف يتأثر؟ How does it affect society? We've got 200 nationalities in the UAE. 200 nationalities. If people are in a happy state, how does that help relationships between the different communities, between the different nationalities, even though we might have different traditions and different ways of communicating? How does it help?
Absolutely. And let's also be reminded.
Exactly. It breaks down the wall. So is it important to create a happy home, happy family, happy work environment, happy society?
And let's be reminded as well that we are now invited, we are responsible, we have a beautiful responsibility on our shoulders to make UAE even happier because we are the country with the Ministry of Happiness. So we want to set an example and teach the countries around us and the whole globe to be happy.
Andreea, that's a really important... Oh, sorry.
Okay. Yes, we do have breaking news, though.
Oh, just one second.
Excuse
I have to go
us.
back to the
Yes.
studio.
I'm going to, yes. Sure, I got it. Okay, Janine, back in the studio. Please tell us the news. Yes. Okay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Two Women Live News. We have some breaking news this evening, another first from the UAE. News just in is that the UAE is the first country in the world to introduce a law to protect happiness. Yes, you heard it right. For the first time ever, there will be fines imposed for citizens and members of the population who do not respect the happiness and who walk around being unhappy.
Imagine if that was true. What do you think? Should unhappiness be illegal?
Imagine.
Imagine.
What do you think if it was illegal to be unhappy? Okay, let's imagine work in the morning, okay? I'm sure some of you can relate to this. You go to work in the morning, you go queue up, you get into the elevator, والناس كلهم يعني وجوههم يعني كأنهم ماتوا ولا شيء, يعني they're not really happy to be there. You walk in. So just imagine this scenario. Morning.
Hi.
Excuse me? I said good morning.
Hi.
Sure, you have one here. Ma'am, I'm going to have to ask you to step out of the elevator.
And who are you?
I am an undercover happiness police.
Oh, what?
Yes, I'm sorry. Please step out of the elevator. Please step out.
Why are you so bossy with me?
Because you have failed to reply with happy response and you're not giving a genuine smile.
No, I was happy from the inside.
Don't worry, we have a smile measurement. Sorry. As you can see, the smile has come only from your throat, from the lower part of your esophagus.
Oh, come on.
It needs to be from your heart.
Give me a break. What happens at home?
Or at home with your teenage daughter when mom comes home. Hello, darling. How are you, sweetheart? How was your day at school?
Fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, you will have to pause. This is the happiness police. Oh no! You see what you did?
What?
Did you hear that? The happiness police are going to fine us.
Why?
Because you're miserable.
Snap
out of it.
Imagine.
So, imagine if this actually happened. We're laughing about it, but imagine if there was somebody out there who was conducting citizen arrest. People to people. Come on, Andreea. Hey, تفضل. Can we have a microphone? Thank you.
What if the current scenario requires from you to become a serious person?
Okay, that's a very good point. Do you believe you can be serious and happy at the same time?
It is possible to combine both.
Right. So, تفضلي. Could you just pass the...
Happiness is a state of mind, and it also differs from one culture to another. What happiness means to me may not be the same to you. How I express happiness may be different from hers.
Very valid
And
point.
how happiness can be recreated in one environment can
Right.
be different from another.
Absolutely.
And even though it means something different, we still feel it. Because when thoughts are happening in the mind, they give us a feeling, a signal, and they both meet in the heart, and we emanate
Magnetic
electromagnetic fields, and that is what we feel first, before we even open our mouths.
So the interesting thing is, think about when you've traveled before, and you've met people from a different culture, and maybe you didn't even speak the same language. Were you able to still feel the warmth from them? Even though you're not speaking the same language necessarily.
You might have spoken happiness language or not.
So such valid points are being raised here, which remind us that happiness is expressed in different ways.
This is how
But
happiness
it is felt. But it is felt. So on your point, so is it as simple as this? Okay, so if you want to be happy, just be. Is it this simple?
No.
Where is this on button still?
Somewhere in your body, there is an on button that we are going to reveal, and we are beyond excited to do that today with you.
To prepare for this, we did some research.
Serious research, not just like anything. We sat and spoke and interviewed the best role models that you can get.
Who do you think those would be? Who are the best role models of happiness?
Mothers.
Very good point. I would tend to agree. But there's somebody else who's even more pure happiness.
Yes, big time. And allow me to introduce the main sources for this workshop, for this talk, which are Azilia and Asdin, who are watching us live. Hello, guys. I adore you. They are Janine's happy kids, and I have to be biased and say they are the happiest kids ever. And when we've asked Azilia, how do you maintain your happiness? She said, simple. If someone makes you unhappy, go away. Because you want to protect your happiness, like really protect it.
And these are some of the things that they told us. They said, exactly, protect your happy state. Remove yourself from a situation where there are negative people or a negative environment that you don't like.
Do what you love. Play, paint, scream, play football, paint, just whatever your heart desired. Play, play, play.
Exactly. And hug a lot. And again, hugging is another powerful way to break the ice.
And that is our interruption, where we are going to ask you for 20 seconds to give each other a hug. And we are watching. We are watching. Yes. Go ahead. Fadal, go ahead. I'm very serious. Fadal.
Did you know that to get the full impact of a hug, you need to keep the hug for 20 seconds?
And you need 3 hugs a day.
Daruri.
I mean, we've researched this, all right? So we are actually waiting for you to give each other a hug.
Find someone to hug. Yalla!
Yalla! Oh, 20
nice.
seconds.
20 seconds,
20
heart
seconds.
to heart. Okay? You will feel it, the exchange of energy.
MashaAllah.
Look, I can be a shark. Now, my whole house is great. I can do anything good. I like my school. I like anything. I like my dad. I like my cousins. I like my aunts. I like my Allisons. I like my mom. I like my sisters. I like my dad. I like my hair. I like my haircuts. I like my pajamas. I like my stuff. I like my rooms. I like my whole house. My whole house is great. I can do anything good. Yeah.
I mean, let me just continue. I love Janine. I love Abu Dhabi. I love you all. I love happiness. I love Mother of the Nation. I love everything.
So what? You see this energy, Andreea. What she's doing here is positive self-talk.
It's contagious.
Positive affirmation. Speaking what she wants. She wants to be happy. She wants to love her situation. She wants to be in a great state of happiness. And these are things that we can learn from children. These are things that we can learn from our children. And I think it's as easy as this, right?
No, it's not as easy as this, because I know you there in your seats, you are thinking, okay, kids have it easy. Everything is taken care of, their environment, their schooling, but me, the adult, I have DIWA bills to pay, I have to change the car oil or engine, I have the house, I have to think about investments, I have to think about traveling.
Okay.
I get it. I'm not done. There is so much traffic on the streets, my neighbor, my coworker, someone is trying to take my job.
Okay.
Life is so terrible, it's raining all the time.
We get the point. But what do we do about this? I mean, surely there's something we can do, because yes, that's life. And we have to live with these realities. That doesn't prevent us from being happy. It doesn't prevent us from being content. But, you know, I think it would be a lot more effective if we tell them that story. So we're going to tell you a story now, and it's an entertaining story, but there's a deep message, and we invite you to pay attention, and we'll ask you at the end what it was you got out of it.
All right, ready, steady, here we go. Once upon a time, there was a miner. The type of guy who breaks the rock and he works in the mine and he's tired. And one day, after really lots of years of breaking the rock and being tired, he sat and he looked up and he said, "My life is miserable. Look at my hands." His face was wrinkled. He was really exhausted. And he said, "If only I were rich, then I would be happy."
Ta-da! Then suddenly, an angel appeared. "Hello, would you like to be rich?
I would like to be rich.
Your wish is my command."
And there he was, rich and wealthy, sleeping all day long in the tallest tower in Abu Dhabi, in the silkiest sheets ever, eating and relaxing and watching TV and enjoying the status of being rich. Only that one day he got interrupted by some noise outside, and he rushed outside the window and he saw that the king was passing by, and he was carried by his servants, and he instantly knew unhappiness. He then thought to himself, "If only I was the king, then I would be happy."
And again, the very kind angel appeared and said, "Okay, I will make you the king."
Wow, but now I'm the king. Everyone listens to me. I can do whatever I want. My servants do whatever they say. It's really awesome to be the king. And as he was in his big garden in front of his palace, he looked up to the sun and he said to himself, "Oh, but if only I was the sun, then I would be happy."
Look, okay, so you want to be the sun.
So I can, control the whole world and make it warm.
Fine. I'm quite patient, so you're the sun.
Oh, but now I'm the sun. I can make the fields green. I can turn them from green to brown. I can dry all the rivers. I have the whole power of the universe. I am the sun. And as he was enjoying being the sun, one day he noticed rain clouds disrupting him from reaching his rays of sun. And he said to himself, "The cloud has more power than me, because it can turn the fields from brown to green and it can fill the rivers. If only I was the cloud, only then I would be happy."
Look, buddy, can you make up your mind?
I want to be the cloud.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, because
I'm
busy. I'm busy fulfilling other people's needs.
As he was the cloud, and he could control how much water, and the whole earth was now growing, and he was really feeling powerful, much more powerful than the sun, for sure. He looked one day down upon a rock, and he realized as much water he would pour, the rock was much more
Okay, you want to be a rock.
Powerful than the rock.
Seriously, I don't know if I can do this anymore. So you're a rock. Be happy being a rock.
And as he was the rock, and he felt so strong and powerful, one day, the miner passed.
So basically, we come all the way back to the beginning, and once again, he's still dissatisfied.
And he wanted
no
to
matter what wish was fulfilled. And do you know anybody like that who is always saying, "I'll be happy when this happens, and I'll be happy when that other thing happens"? Do you know anybody like that?
He knows. He said he knows.
Right?
Somehow happiness is always here,
just beyond
outside
your
the reach. Yeah.
Whereas what we'd like to know is, what can we do to be happy now? Just be happy with where we are and what we are doing as we aspire to grow and change, obviously. So we'd like to share with you a couple of tips for how you can immediately change your state. So let's start with the first tip, which is acknowledge it. If you are in it's important to know yourself. You know when you're in the car and you're driving and somebody's flashing at you in the back and flashing at you to move and there's nowhere to move to and they're flashing and flashing, and you start to feel your blood pressure rising, right? And you know you're
just want to say a few words
you
to that
just want to
person.
do something. So it's important to know yourself, because
Yeah.
before you explode, you still have a chance to change the outcome. Agree or disagree? Right? So, first, acknowledge it. Secondly, express it.
Which reminds me,
Let it out.
yeah, it reminds me that my ex-boyfriend, the partner, the guy who really
come
messed
on.
up my birthday.
Andrea, we already talked about
Yeah,
that.
you said to express it, right?
Yeah.
It's really terrible. Now he's like seeing someone.
What is that?
And he didn't even apologize.
But what are
He
you
damaged
bringing?
my birthday, but he never
All right,
apologized.
one second. Do you see what's happening? What are you bringing here?
Like, I just
Okay.
want you to listen.
All right,
Why do you put so many
one
questions?
moment. Think about this. You're in the beautiful Majlis, so impeccably decorated, Renaissance chairs, beautiful lighting, smells amazing, you're dressed beautifully, you're calm, having a lovely day,
I was talking to you, by the way.
and suddenly there's a knock at the door. Okay, so you go to the door. I'm sure it's someone lovely at the door, so let's go and see who this is.
Yes, I'm telling you.
Pause. I love Andrea. Andrea is amazing. Andrea is beautiful. But what is she bringing?
I'm just telling you. I am so terribly upset.
She's bringing her garbage with her. Her rubbish, and it's smelly, and it's heavy, and it's old. What shall we do? Do we let her into our house and give her tea with her garbage and stink up our whole house? Think about it. When somebody comes to you and wants to bring, it might be in the office, and they come to you and they want to bring all the garbage up, and this man and our boss, and I know they're saying we're going to change, but you know they always say that. They're coming in with their garbage. And you have a choice. Are you going to welcome the garbage in? Or are you going to influence her? Andrea, I would love you to come in. Can we leave this behind? So,
Easy. It's actually easy.
so, once you have expressed it, and you're expressing it with a positive mindset, do something to change your state. So now you know, you're already aware that you're in an unhappy state. What can you do to change your state? What is something that makes you happy? Yes. The beach. Going to the beach. Fantastic.
What about you?
Shooting. Hopefully not any other people.
What about you there? What makes you happy?
Sunshine.
You're in the perfect country.
Absolutely. What about you, Adam? What makes you happy? Shopping. Fantastic.
We can go together.
How about you? Your grandchildren.
Amazing.
So, when you're aware of your happiness triggers, it empowers you to do something to help reverse your state. And we are agreeing and we accept that there are times for different ways of expressing your happiness. Sometimes you're in a calmer state. Sometimes it's in a more serious state. The point is, what's the energy that you're emitting, right?
You have to know yourself. You have to know what makes you happy so you can know what is that you have to do to get closer to that state. Because remember, ladies and gentlemen, happiness is the norm. We were born for this. We are hardwired to be happy. So we are quite excited because we are very close to revealing where is that on button, that switch that you put on. Ta-da!
So who would like to?
Give it a try.
We'd like to be able to do that and switch a button on. Yes? Okay, great. So let's then figure out where the magic on button is.
Do you have any guess? If there was an on button on our body. Brain, smile.
Heart, brain, heart, smile. by the way, what are you listening? Are you listening to something, or why do you have those?
To my favorite.
That headset
Favorite
on.
music, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice. What are you listening to?
To whatever goes on in my head. Yeah.
And excuse me, sir. Can you see? There's something written on here. What is it on her headset? Can you see it? An O, right. And from this side, can you see a letter? Come over here. N. O-N. O-N. What does that spell? On.
It's the on button, ladies and gentlemen. It's right here between your brain.
And as my
your
son,
ears.
as my son said, make sure it's switched on and not to no. Because O-N also can spell an O, right? It can spell no. So, the point is, your switch, the on button, is in your head. And literally, it's a decision. Can everyone click their fingers? All right? It's a click, a change of state, whether that means you have to go for a walk and take 10 deep breaths. When you get that horrible email and you press reply and your fingers are on fire and you're like, "Ugh," before you send it, maybe walk away and come back later and then see whether
never send it.
And never send it, right? The other thing, Andreea, and we have a surprise for everyone here today. You said early on that changing state or being happy also requires something called energy. Do you agree? You need energy to change your state. You need energy to do anything, to accomplish anything. You need energy. So we have a special thing that we're going to teach you to help you instantly inject yourself with energy. Would you like to know what it is? And we're really pleased because this is a Khaliji tradition. So my brothers and sisters from the Khalij will recognize this, maybe from your childhood. It's a special clap called the wahda. Wahda, wahda. Yeah? And basically in Arabic it means all for one, one for all. Wahda means one. And this clap is typically used to celebrate. So at football matches, out and the kids are playing. So we'd like to teach it to you. We'll do it together, and then you will instantly have acquired the capability of instantly getting energy into your system. So, are you ready?
For that,
Okay.
I would like to ask you to please stand.
Yes. Now, we'll demonstrate it first, and then we'll demonstrate it first, and we'll invite you to it. So this is how it goes. I will say, wahda, 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 and then you'll reply. So it's 6 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so can we try it? Wahda, wahda, wahda. Excellent. So we'll do it once more again. Can you feel your fingers tingling? Okay, I can see smiles. This is already a good sign. So that means, you know, the blood is rushing to your brain. It's rushing through your fingers. You can't help it. You're smiling. So, Abu Dhabi, Mother of the Nation Festival, Life of Happiness. Are you ready? Wahda, wahda, wahda.
Amazing. So, ladies and gentlemen,
Now you're officially on.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you very much.